So would you buy? Okay, I like
Secret Life of Bees.
I bought it.
Yeah.
Would you buy this?
No.
So I guess it was just like,
you know what?
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was thinking about I was thinking about Secret Life of Bees, and like I just felt like Secret Life of Bees handled the subject matter just a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like there were times that were really, really low, and they were not favorable looking.
Yeah.
For, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were not favorable looking.
And the female characters were not. They weren't like stereotyped, or they weren't caricature like characters.
These were such characters.
They were women. They were just women.
Yeah. Everybody was and this, it was just, I don't know. I thought it was simplistic. Honestly, I thought that the help was.
It was.
And I don't think, and I guess that's why I have trouble, Raquel, because I think that it kind of makes me a little pissed off, I guess, because that's a painful part of history.
Mm-hmm.
Black people. So to me, that's not something you can make a cartoon movie out of. Choose another. I just don't think that you can make a cartoon movie out of something that was such a painful history for people who are still living, who lived it, who almost still live it in many southern areas. Yeah. You know, you can't make these little caricatures and use such a simplistic approach and wrap it up so tidy. It's not. You can't do it on this movie, so don't.
Yeah.
And to feel like you can is insulting.
Do you think if the movie, if she had named it The Help?
You didn't see me flex at her.
Oh, so aggressive.
Go ahead.
So aggressive.
I know, right? So aggressive. Be baking shit cakes.
But no, I was saying, what if she had named the book The Help? Or what if she hadn't named it? If it had been exactly the same story, but it was presented as a story about Skeeter. If it was a story that was presumably about this white woman during the 60s, but it had the same maid characters, the same everybody, would the expectation be different?
No, because midway through the story, I realized this is not a story about the help. This is not midway. Early on in the story, I realized this is a misnomer. It's not about the help. It's about Skeeter.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But what if they had presented it that
way? And they still didn't like it. You know, I was like, then I had a little extra irritation. They named it The Help. So maybe I'll take away that little bit of irritation. I was like, this is about Skeeter. Everything is about Skeeter. And it's about when Constantine's humiliation was still about Skeeter's loss of her nanny, you know, and about the sadness finding out that Constantine had died. Yeah. But, no, because the basic plot of it, the basic plot was that they wrote this book together. She used these stories. There were some redeeming parts. The redeeming parts, again, were the fact that they showed some of the things, like, you know, the maids being upset. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt myself. To say, okay, like I said, it was like all these, like, oh, everybody's doing better now. Even the lady who got beat down and sent to prison and taken away from her twin boys who were going to prison, she's in prison reading the book. Yeah. Really? I mean, I guess you look for small victories, but to even cut to that, to show that, look, even she's okay. It was this, don't worry about her. She's okay too. She's in prison and she got a little bit of,
for me, like that part, even that part, I mean, it's like that's all that character would have had back then. You know, there would have been a moment of levity for her. Obviously, she's in prison, you know, but that would have been. I mean, we laughed. Black people weren't all depressed all the time. We had to find levity at some point. And I think for her character, reading, you know, about the shit pie, I'm sure that would have realistically happened. She would have been in prison reading a book, and she would have gotten a laugh out of that. I just wasn't. I didn't. I wouldn't expect.
You didn't expect what?
I wouldn't expect it to be like I wasn't set back, you know, from that image of her in prison laughing at that moment, because it's like life was hard back then. You know, so the little, victories, the little jabs were things that brought laughter to them.
But there was no more sadness.
How?
There was
It was. I mean, they showed her laughing at that moment. Everybody who was reading the book was experiencing it, but I mean, it wasn't a movie about her in prison. They're not going to cut back to her, so you can see that she's still depressed now.
I'm not talking about just her. I'm saying there was no more sadness for any of the Black characters. That's what it felt like. The Black characters, the moments that were shown after that were like it was just like moments of happiness. You know, that Minnie and Abilene just hugging each other. Everything's okay. It was everything is okay now.
I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as now there is hope that things will get better. That's because obviously things weren't okay. Everybody knows that. What'd you say?
I said I needed some more sadness. I did. I needed some more sadness. Let me show you my face watching. Let me show you my face after.
After what? At the end of the movie? When Abilene's walking down the road?
Before Abilene, watching each scene, watching everybody being all excited, watching Minnie in the house with the she didn't taught the lady how to cook. Now she can cook up a good meal for her man. Abilene walking down the road, girl. Yeah, I was just like, I just needed some more sadness because, like I said, I felt it was a simplistic approach, reductive.
Simplistic. It was, but I look at it as I think it ended. I think it was supposed to end with leaving people feeling like the future was brighter, that there was hope. Not that everything was, tidy and tied up, but
it was false. It was false. It was false. It was a false portrayal.
Well, maybe if there's a help too, we'll see things getting better.
So, how do you think about Minnie? What do you think about Minnie's character?
I think she was there for comic relief.
Yeah, she was a okay.
Are you gonna say are you gonna say the C word? What was she? Okay, don't even think about it. If you're not gonna say it, don't say it.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I felt like she was like definitely for comic relief and sort of a throwback to the wide-eyed Bucky. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She had the eyes and she was a lot of, Yes.
Yeah.
And that
entertainment for the white folks.
That nervous to me.
It was entertaining to the white folks for sure.
Yeah, and it was. You should have seen. I went to see it in the predominantly white.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time that Minnie was on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I'm getting attitude. But yeah. I was like, I didn't want. It's like, ooh.
Mm-hmm. She was. Yeah.
Isn't that problematic?
She was there. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Right? She was there for comic relief for sure, and that kind of comic relief in a movie like that.
Right. And the fried chicken scene, Yeah. Yeah. Look.
You said something about I love me something about fried chicken.
Minnie don't burn no chicken.
Minnie burned that chicken when she got that money, though. Yeah, she tried. They tried. But I really want to read the book.
Right, because then you would have that element in it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they just made they made the that other lady such a villain.
Hilly.
They made her.
Y'all making her so evil.
Yeah, but it was to take away the. It was to take away the evil from other people. Like the race, like to point her out as the racist.
Yeah.
And to even Eugenia Skeeter's mother,
her mom,
was clearly wrong for what she did, but she was able to blame it on peer pressure.
Societal peer pressure, because she really loved Constantine. I sent her brother to bring her home. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It softened the edges of that while making Hilly stand out when really, and even Hilly had to be there when Abilene got fired. It was Hilly,
Yeah.
It's
but
always
you know what, too? I also think it was, again, you know, that was a reality too back then. There were some good people who had good hearts and, you know,
there were
racist in front of other white people, but weren't racist in their hearts. But the thing that struck me about Hilly, and I think one of the, I can't remember which character said it. I think it was Minnie who said it in the film that Abilene said that Hilly was the first child that she raised that had her own baby. Mm-hmm. And when you see Abilene with the other little girl who was calling her mama, "You're my real mama," and how loving she was with the girl and how much the little girl loved her, it's like you couldn't imagine Hilly. Like, at what point did Hilly go from loving Abilene like that other little girl did to being this villainous, like, evil racist person?
Yeah, I thought, to me, I just felt like Hilly was too easy of a person for viewers, for white viewers, again, a way to assuage your guilt or whatever, to be able to look at the screen and say, "Oh, there she is,
the bad one."
Yeah, there's the villain.
Yeah,
not she. You know, she is not me. There she is.
Yeah, and she was even influencing the others.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. She was like a Disney villain.
Yeah,
she could, you know, she could easily be cartooned into a Disney villain.
Mm-hmm. Boy, she played that part though. I did not like Hilly.
She did. She did.
I ain't like Hilly a bit. Girl, she had those faces, and girl, this is 2000
She played really well.
This is 2011, and you know the faces. You've seen the faces in person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That smug, just.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I saw Hilly. I was like, I don't
grew
like
up in Memphis, and I grew up in Arkansas, and
living up in Texas. Like, I seen that face one too many times.
Yep. Yep.
So she did a good job.
And you know, it does make you think. I was thinking about on the good side. I mean, what she did portray well was to talk about the relationships that those black maids, to show how much care and love they gave to those children at the sacrifice of their own family, because this was a necessity. It was a necessity. It was a job, but it wasn't the job, you know. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, you know, I was like, and that's what I was just like, you know, I was like, these black women really had hearts of gold, you know. I mean, to do this, to be treated like this, and to really still take somebody's child. And then I was like,
compassionate towards the child.
Yeah, yeah.
I was emotional in those scenes with Abilene and that little girl.
Right.
But you know, I get emotional anyway. But every time when she was going, eyes smart, eyes kind, eyes important, I got teary eyed. And when she left, and the little girl was calling after her.
Yeah, they were very sweet scenes. I would have liked to see a flashback of her and her son, perhaps being touched by. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That wasn't important to the film.
Yeah.
To get us to feel the connection between her and her son and what she was missing.
Right. Right.
You know, and that's a flaw. And is that in the book? Maybe.
Yeah. It would have been nice to see her telling her child that he was smart and kind and important. Yeah. It would have been. That would have been nice. A nice flashback.
Yeah, we weren't worried about developing the help.
Yeah.
That wasn't the point. Once again. We sound like...
Hated it. Okay, girl.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Okay, girl. Bye.